Hello, and welcome back to the world of assassination and the trending contracts. And today's contract, Ojyama Mushi, set in Whittleton Creek, and the contract ID is on the screen now for anyone who wishes to have a crack at it, and has been supplied to us today courtesy of Shako 1610. So moving on to our briefing, and there isn't one, so we'll just say that our targets today have been rather naughty and they need to be punished. And speaking of targets, today we have 5 of them with no stipulations on how we dispatch them or what we wear whilst we do so we have a free map. So for today's challenge, we'll be starting as the garbage man. We're going to have a lethal syringe stored up in the treehouse, and we'll be bringing with us our silent pistol. So, right from the start and off the bat, we're going to put down this rubbish. We're going to make our way into the Hanson's property garden, and we are not trespassing in this outfit, which makes a nice change. So we're going to grab the propane cylinder from the barbecue. We're going to make our way over to the house for sale and up into the tree house. And we're going to retrieve both the lethal syringe and then the briefcase as well, as that's going to come in rather handy. So we're going to throw the briefcase off of the edge, retrieve our propane cylinder and place it in the briefcase. Then we're going to head straight off to the creek shed, where we will find a second propane cylinder. Now we have to be a little bit cautious around this cylinder, as it is a little bit temperamental and is prone to self-detonate at random. Luckily enough, we haven't managed to blow ourselves up. Luckily enough, in fact, I've never managed to blow myself up, but I have come very, very close on a couple of occasions. So once we have 2 propane cylinders, we're going to make our way over to the exterminator. We're going to sneak up behind him, render him unconscious. We're going to hide him in the bushes here. I'm going to take his outfit, but it's not actually necessary. We're going to retrieve the propane cylinder, our briefcase, and Cassidy's keys. There we go. Have we got everything? Yes, I think we have. So like I said, the exterminator's outfit isn't exactly necessary, as we will be changing this guise again very shortly. So once we make it into Cassidy's garden, we're going to take out the camera at the side of the building, and if the patrolling guard is present and as blind as he is for me as he is for you, we can then quickly render him unconscious, hide him in a bush, and take his outfit. We're then going to retrieve our propane cylinder and briefcase once again, and then we're going to enter into the house via the kitchen window to avoid any cameras over the doors. We're going to go into the garage and close the garage doors and grab the wrench. Now the garage doors will mean that Nolan Cassidy and his bodyguard will have to go in through the front door. So once we're done with all of that, we're going to go into the kitchen. We're going to place a propane cylinder on the threshold of the kitchen. And then if the coast is clear, as it is for me, we're going to create a gas leak with the cooker. We're going to return to the garage area, and we're going to pull out our silenced pistol, and we're just going to remove the permanent guard, our target here, who is in the kitchen always. You can eliminate him with the method we are going to use and get 4 kills with 1 bullet, but it is incredibly difficult to get the timing and everybody's positioning just right. So it's easier to just take that guy out with the cooker. So we're gonna, once we've done that, retrieve the second propane cylinder. We're going to make our way into the garage just to avoid any enforcer entanglements. And once all of the panic and the body clear up has begun, we can then go back into the kitchen. We're going to place our next propane cylinder somewhere on the floor, around about here somewhere will do nicely, just within range of the other propane cylinder. Just going to grab that briefcase. We don't need it, but we don't want to leave it lying around in the kitchen. And then from here we're going to make our way back to the house for sale, and we're going to retrieve the third propane cylinder on the map. And we're just going to head straight up to the front door, grabbing the keys from the plant pot on the right, letting ourselves in to the front door, and then around to the kitchen where the propane cylinder is located. There is a gas engineer located here, but he won't bother you if you don't bother him. So once we have the propane cylinder, we can then return to Nolan Cassidy's kitchen once again, and we can place this propane cylinder on the floor somewhere. Oh, I thought that was an enforcer for a split second. Just about here, so somewhere around here. This is roughly where Nolan Cassidy will be standing, along with the hammer. So we're just going to wait for this guard, our target, to move away. He's off to investigate something. I have no idea what. While he's away, we're going to take care of the surveillance system. And then we're going to quickly select our lethal syringe, and we're going to take out the guard on duty in... No, wait, that's the hammer. Wait, move away. So the guard who wandered off to investigate some randomness, this gentleman right here, is actually our target, who is usually positioned in the front room area. Now, unfortunately, because of the hammer's position as well, these two are about to engage in a rather lengthy conversation. So we're going to make our way back into the kitchen while they do that, and we're going to take this time to put a hole in one of the propane cylinders, preferably the one nearest to us, as we will be able to see that one the easiest from around the corner. So once the hammer and his colleague have finished their conversation, we can then proceed into the front room. We're going to have to give the hammer, as he's an enforcer, plenty of time to get upstairs. There he goes. So we're now going to take out the guard here, who does not join the meeting. So we're just going to quickly sneak up behind him, jab him with our syringe. He will go down rather gracefully, like a tree in a forest. No one heard it. There we go. So we now only have our 3 targets remaining, who will congregate in the kitchen. They will obviously find the other guard's body at some point, which possibly will slow things down. So all we have to do is make our way to the kitchen, line up our shot with the propane cylinder as best we can, and then await the arrival of our 3 targets. So hopefully when Nolan and his bodyguard arrive, the timing should be that the hammer will arrive at the same time. This will trigger a conversation between the 3 of them, and we can then shoot the propane cylinder, setting up a chain reaction and eliminating all 3 targets at once. So like I said earlier, you can get 4 of the targets, but the positioning and the timing has to be absolutely perfect. So with all of our targets dealt with, all that's left for us to do is to make good our escape, and the nearest available safe exit will be the bus stop exit in this instance. So there we go, one more trending contract taken care of, and we just await confirmation all of our targets have been eliminated according to plan, and that will gain us a silent assassin rating. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.